This is David Zublick with your Dark Outpost morning news update. Now, if you've been keeping up with the news, and I think most of you have, well, even if you haven't, you might have heard the word tapering being used a lot. It's the new Fed buzzword, and you're going to hear all kinds of meanings for the word tapering. But what it really means in Washington is that Washington has to repay around $30 trillion in borrowed money. Now, guess where that money's going to come from? Your pocket. You got it right. Now, just 4 years later, Janet Yellen, after saying we'd never see another financial crisis in our lifetimes when she ran the Fed, now just 4 years later, she is warning of a catastrophe. And here we are. Our friends at Noble Gold, however, can help keep you safe and protect you whatever happens next. By starting a precious metal IRA or a 401k plan, you can fight the coming wave of inflation and ride out the storm with your savings intact. And as a bonus and a thank you, you'll get a free 5-ounce solid silver America the Beautiful bullion coin with each qualifying plan that you start this month. Take a look at this. This is absolutely beautiful. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com or call them at 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347 or noblegoldinvestments.com. All right, let's turn to the news and see what's happening on this Monday. Lord Adair Turner, the former chairman of the UK Energy Transitions Commission, has admitted that the elite do indeed want the Earth's population to decline in the coming years. In a report from Population Matters, I didn't know there was a Population Matters. Is it a magazine? Is it a? I've never heard of it. But in a report from Population Matters entitled "Smaller Families and Aging Populations," Lord Turner argued that declining native populations will enhance prosperity. He said the biggest reason to welcome this demographic shift is that it results from the free choice of empowered people, and in particular, women. But ceasing endless population growth will also reduce humanity's future press on the natural environment, ease the challenge of adequate housing provision, and make it easier to achieve net zero greenhouse gas emissions while supporting prosperity growth in developing countries. The report said that Britain could cut carbon emissions by approximately 38 million tons by 2035 if it experiences a similar decline in population to Japan, which is expected to see a drop of 9.6% in population from 125 million to 113 million by 2035. In contrast, the United Kingdom is expected to see an increase in the population of 5.2% over the same time period to 71.1 million people, driven in large part by mass migration. That's one of the reasons why Japan is not accepting any refugees. Now, aside from the proposed benefits of carbon emission falling, a drop in population, according to this clown, would also cut the need for the construction of 4 million new homes in Britain, saving 435,000 acres of land from developers. These are all environmentalist wackos, as you might imagine. We've talked about these people in the past. This is what they want to do. The Green Movement has long hailed population control as a means of saving the world from so-called climate crises. Right? Now, in a notable example, the founder of CNN, Ted Turner, called for a Chinese-style one-child policy in order to save the planet from climate change in 2010. Oh, by the way, Turner is the father of 5. Okay. A Black Lives Matter couple in Annapolis, Maryland were arrested Saturday by the FBI on charges related to espionage, according to federal authorities. Nuclear engineer for the Navy's Naval Nuclear Propulsion Program, Jonathan Tebbe, along with his wife Diana, sold top secret information about the design of nuclear-powered naval vessels, according to the criminal complaint. According to the documents, Jonathan Tebbe, who had top secret security clearance as well as active Q clearance from the U.S. Department of Energy, loaded restricted data onto SD cards and concealed them in half of a peanut butter sandwich using a sealed Band-Aid wrapper and a chewing gum package. He then left the sandwiches at drop points in West Virginia, South Central Pennsylvania, and Eastern Virginia. He thought he was selling the data to a representative of a foreign power who actually turned out to be an undercover FBI agent. Disturbing new video out of Australia shows cops harassing and abusing a resident for simply criticizing the country's Orwellian lockdown measures. We've been talking about this for quite some time. Footage shows two police officers confronting a man with printouts of his Facebook posts, including indicating he may have attended an anti-lockdown protest over 6 months ago. We'll show you that video on Dark Outpost today in the first hour. British police have dropped their investigation into allegations that Prince Andrew raped children as part of the elite pedophile ring headed by Jeffrey Epstein. London's Metropolitan Police announced Sunday that it had concluded its third review of the child sex trafficking case involving the Duke of York and would be taking no further action. An MET spokesperson said, as a matter of procedure, MPS officers reviewed a document released in August of 2021 as part of a U.S. civil action. This review has concluded, and we are taking no further action. The police, of course, were referring to a civil lawsuit brought by Virginia Roberts Jeffrey, who has accused the Duke of York of abusing her 3 times, including at the London home of Ghislaine Maxwell, the alleged madam of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. An infamous photo showed Andrew's arm on Jeffrey's waist, which was reportedly taken at that house. Jeffrey claims she was 17 when she was recruited by Epstein as part of the sex trafficking operation and was trained as a sex slave by Maxwell. Again, authorities are going to take no further action against the Duke of York in the UK. At the same time, a Democrat politician and other elites were arrested during a huge pedophile ring bust in Ohio last week. A total of 161 suspects were arrested, along with 10 children rescued by authorities. Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost confirmed that his team has taken down the largest child sex trafficking ring in history. Operation Ohio Knows is a joint task force combining the efforts of federal, state, and local law enforcement officers. Coming up today on Dark Post at 12 noon Eastern Time on Rumble Live, among our guests will be Airman Jim DeFrancisco. And for those of you that follow her on YouTube, Kirsten W. is going to be with us to give us her take on the day's news. We'll also have Vox Populi, your telephone calls, and news and information that you're not going to get anyplace else. Please join me live at 12 noon Eastern Time on Rumble for Dark Outpost. This is David Zublick with your Dark Outpost Morning News Update.